Like seriously, it made my life. It became my whole new identity. Ooh. Whoops, I dropped books. Whoops. I drop myself everywhere, I'm telling you. Oh no. Hi everyone, this is Amanda at Amanda's Booktopia. If you're new here, welcome, and if not, welcome back. And today I have a pretty decent sized book haul for you guys, as well as my February book of the month that I have not yet opened. So I figured I might as well do it all in one go. So let's get started and jump into all these books. There's quite a few that I've gotten the end of December going into January and all throughout the month. So we got a good amount of books here. I don't think I actually counted them. Let's see. I have one box set. Then I think there's like about almost 19 books here besides the box set. So let's get right into it and I'll share with you all the books that I got. So the first one I got was from the Barnes & Noble sale at the end of the year, right as we were going into January. They had like a whole bunch of books that were like on clearance. So I got this book for only 10 bucks from Barnes & Noble. That is Cruel is the Light by Sophie Clark. I almost didn't get anything, but then I saw this has an academy setting, and that's a buzzword for me. I love books with academies in it. Now, I don't know much about it, so let me tell you. It says, a bloody war between demons and the Vatican has been waging for more than a century, but never have demon infestations been so persistent, nor random attacks so close to the Vatican itself. It's during a series of deadly breaches that two elite soldiers cross paths. Celine Aleva, a high-ranking exorcist running from a dark family legacy, and orphan Jules LaCroix, recruited by the Vatican and unrivaled on the battlefield. The distrust and unwelcome attraction they have for each other is obvious. But to get to the bottom of the demon insurgencies and the secrets haunting each of them, they strike an uneasy alliance. He'll pose as her fiancé and accompany her to the heart of the Vatican to find the answers. Jules challenges every truth Celine thought she knew when he suggests an unthinkable conspiracy. Yet even as Celine questions who her most dangerous enemy really is, Jules has begun to suspect that it's him. Unable to ignore their growing feelings, the two must make an impossible choice between love and duty. I didn't see anything about an academy in this. I thought there was. Well, when I looked at Barnes & Noble, it said that there was. I don't know. But it sounds really interesting. And I'm really excited to give this one a go. Not sure when I'll get to it, because I have a lot of books I want to read this year. But we will see. I definitely do want to get to it. Alright. Next book we've got is actually a Christmas romance. Even though Christmas has already passed. I read a couple of other books from this author, one of which was decent, and the other one I absolutely loved. So this is Love Light Farms by B.K. Borson. I read First Time Caller last year. Was okay. I read Good Spirits. Absolutely loved that one. And since I really love Good Spirits, I thought I'd try Love Light Farms by her as well. Since they're both Christmas romances, and I loved her, and I love the one that just came out this past December. So I'm like, I'll give another Christmas romance from her a try. So this is part of her Love Light Farms series. Obviously, this is the first one. I want to see what I think of the first one before I get the rest of the series. But because I love Good Spirits, I have a feeling this is going to be a good one. So I'm looking forward to that. Not sure if I'll get to it until December of this year, but hopefully I will. We will see. And then the next one I picked up, the whole reason that I picked this one up is because Carly from the Pastel Bookshelf raved and raved about this book so much. And her and I, we seem to have a lot of books in common, and we seem to be like almost the same person with a lot of books. We seem to love the same types of stuff, I've noticed. Everything she pretty much raved about, I have raved about. Except for maybe a couple. But for the most part, we're almost the same person. We love the same kinds of books. So it's because of her that I got this one. And this is Blood on Her Tongue by Johanna Van Veen, I think. Not sure if I said that right. But It sounds so interesting. It's like a horror slash historical. It takes place in the Netherlands in 1887. And it says Lucy's twin sister Sarah is unwell. She refuses to eat, mumbles nonsensically, and is increasingly obsessed with a centuries-old corpse recently discovered on her husband's grand estate. The doctor has diagnosed her with temporary insanity caused by a fever of the brain. To protect her twin from a terrible fate in a lunatic asylum, Lucy must unravel the mystery surrounding her sister's condition, but it's clear her twin is hiding something. Then again, Lucy is harboring secrets of her own too. Then the worst happens. Sarah's behavior takes a turn for the strange. She becomes angry and hungry. Lucy soon comes to suspect that something is trying to possess her beloved sister. Or is it madness? As Sarah changes before her very eyes, Lucy must reckon with the dark, monstrous truth or risk losing her forever. And that just sounds so good to me. I love a good possession story, and I love historical fiction, so this seems right up my alley. I cannot wait to get to this. So thank you, Carly, for putting this one on my radar. I've seen it around before, but the way she hyped it up made me have to get it. So I'm excited to read this at some point. And then the next one I have picked up was because I love this author so much. I read her 2025 release, and it became one of my best books of the year. So I had to get this one when it came out in January. And that is Dragon Curse by Elise Kova. I absolutely loved Arcana Academy so much. This came out, I had to get it, and I found out this is being adapted. So I'm like, ooh, I gotta read this soon. And it has really cool sprayed edges. I love the red. And it has like black on the top of the, and like reddish orange on the bottom. But I am in love with these sprayed edges, especially like right here. It's the best. And I also really like the back. The back's cool too. And these end pages are really cool. I mean, look at that dragon. That's freaking awesome. And I think it's the same on the other side. Yeah, it's the same on the other side. But I started following her on Instagram because I wanted to find out, like, keep up on her updates and stuff. Because as much as I loved Arcana Academy, I love a good dragon story as well. So I'm hoping this is going to be excellent because, like, it's being adapted. So I feel like I need to read this. And it says, since the dragons emerged, along with the scourge that ravaged our lands and people, there's only one human city that remains standing, Vingard. But the hellfire from above is nothing compared to the threat from within, for there is no worse fate than being dragon cursed. Slowly and excruciatingly, you'll be transformed into a mindless beast who destroys everything and everyone you love. Any of us could be tainted. Any of us could be lying. Any of us could be caught and killed by the authorities. And I'm terrified that I might be next. There's only one other person who might suspect my secret. He's like my shadow, following me wherever I go. Part protector, part tormentor, fully annoying. Sometimes I think I am just one of the million unfathomable secrets he keeps hidden, because Lucan definitely knows something, and if I'm dragon cursed, death might be the only mercy I get. And I cannot wait to read this. I might have to read this sooner rather than later. I don't think I want to wait too long on this one. I feel like I need to read this soon. Maybe I could throw it into like my March or April TBR because I really want to get to this. And then the next book I picked up is a book I've already read. It's one of my favorite series ever when it comes to sports romance. And it's the last book I needed to get in this series. So I have all the other books in this style of cover. So this is Caught Up by Liz Tom 40. And I devoured this series. The first one's Mile High. Second one is The Right Move. Third one is this one. Oh yeah, I think I have, hold on. I do have another book sitting here from this series. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I know it's here. Yeah, it's like way at the bottom of my stack. Hold on one second. So technically this is the third one. Caught Up. First is Mile High, second's The Right Move, this is the third. And I also picked up this at the very end of January, which is Play Along in the style of cover. but with different sprayed edges. Like this one's orange, this one's purple. But I am obsessed with this series. One of my favorite series ever. I've given every book in the series 5 stars. And I need to own the collection in these style of covers. Because the first book I got from the series in the style of cover was the last book, which I think was, what's the last book called again? Rio's Story. I can't remember the top of my head. I know it. I know it's on my shelf over there somewhere. For the life of me, I can't remember what the last one's called. Hold on, maybe it's in here. I'm sure of it. It's gotta be. Oh yeah, Rewind It Back. That's the last one. So it's Mile High, Right Move, Caught Up, Play Along, and Rewind It Back. And Rewind It Back was the first book I got in this style. And then, because the other books in the series did not have this style of cover yet when the Rewind It Back came out in this style. So as they were releasing it traditionally in this style, I've been collecting them as they've been coming out, basically. So now I own the whole series in these style covers. And I'm probably going to have to do a reread on the series because one of my favorite series ever. Maybe this summer I will be able to do that. So I feel like summer would be a good time to reread the whole series. Now that I own all the books, I am very excited to have them all. So, yay. I'm excited. And then the next one that I got was a late Christmas present from my friend Misty. She's been following my channel for a while, ever since I met her through the Swoonies. So thank you, Misty, for this gift. This is Between Two Kings by Lindsay Straub. This is a sequel to Kiss of the Basilisk. And I read the first one, and I really enjoyed that. I think I read Kiss of the Basilisk all in one night. I literally stayed up all night reading it. And it was such a fun time. Even though I don't own the first one, I might end up getting it if I love this one. Because I really need to know what's going to happen next in this series. And I really like these sprayed edges. It's really cool. Like these plants or flowers all the way around. Obsessed. And thank you, Missy. I'm so excited to read this. I don't know how soon I'll be able to get to it, but I'm hoping very soon. Because I really want to know what's going to happen next in this series. And for those who don't know anything about this series, let me tell you, it is full of spicy scenes. Because basically, the Basilisks are trying to teach their students basically how do I put this delicately, because I don't know who's watching. Well, let's just say that they're teaching them to do a lot of spicy stuff. We'll put it that way. Spicy stuff. And some political stuff gets thrown into the first book. And I was fascinated by the political stuff that went on. So I'm like, I need to continue and find out what the sequel is going to be all about. So I'm very excited to find out what's going to happen next. So thank you, Missy. I am very excited. And then the next book that I picked up is a book that I've heard a little bit about, but not a lot. This is An Arcane Inheritance by Camila Cole. I've heard this is dark academia. There's a academy setting, and of course, like I said, that's a buzzword for me. So I am ecstatic to pick this one up. It also has these really cool sprayed edges all the way around. And I'm obsessed, and I love this cover. I don't know much about it. Ooh. But it has a campus map inside. That's kind of cool. I like that. And I'm sure there's going to be lots of fun stuff in this book. I was thinking of picking this up this month in February when I'm filming. Because of Black History Month. The author is BIPOC. And I do really want to get to this. If I could throw this into February, that'd be amazing. If not, February is a short month, but if I don't get to it in February, I do want to get to this soon. Because it sounds right up my alley. It says, Ellery Morgan is determined to prove that she belongs at Warren University, an Ivy League school whose history is deeply linked to occult rumors and dark secrets. But as she settles into her freshman year, something about the ornate buildings and shadowy past feels strangely familiar. And with every passing day, that sense of deja vu grows increasingly sinister. Despite all logic, despite all reason, despite all the rules of reality, Ellery knows one thing to be true. She has been here before, and if she can't convince brooding legacy student Hudson Graves to help her remember a past that seems determined to slip through her fingers as if by some insidious magic, this time she may lose herself for good. So this sounds fascinating, and I'm very much looking forward to picking this one up. And then the next few that I got were from Book Outlet. I got like a coupon as a text from Book Outlet that get me $7.50 off my order, and on top of that, I had an extra $5 rewards. So I applied all that money towards these books that I got. I got like, is it 6 or 7 books? I think it's 7 that I got for only $36 because I had those coupons and rewards. So I got like 7 books for $36. So I think it's freaking awesome. So let's go through those real quick. The first one I got from that was The Other Side of Midnight by Simone St. James. I have read a few books from this author and have enjoyed them. I read Murder Road, that I gave 4 stars to. I read The Sundown Motel, which I think I gave 3 stars to. And I recently read A Box Full of Darkness, that's her newest release, that came out in January. I gave that one 4 stars. So I'm excited to give it another book of hers a shot. This is also historical. It takes place in London in 1925. And she's known for doing like ghost type stories, and I love those kinds of stories. It says glamorous medium Gloria Sutter made her fortune helping the bereaved contact loved ones killed during the Great War. Now she's been murdered at one of her own seances after leaving a message requesting the help of her former friend and soul rival, Ellie Winter. Ellie doesn't contact the dead, at least not anymore. She specializes in miraculously finding lost items. Still, she can't refuse the final request of the only other true psychic she has known. Ellie must delve into Gloria's secrets and plunge back into the world of hucksters, lowlifes, and fakes. Worse, she cannot shake the attentions of handsome James Hawley, a damaged war veteran who has dedicated himself to debunking psychics. As Ellie and James uncover the sinister mysteries of Gloria's life and death, Ellie is tormented by nightmarish visions that herald the grisly murders of those in Gloria's circle, and as Ellie's uneasy partnership with James turns dangerously intimate, an insidious evil force begins to undermine their quest for clues, a force determined to bury the truth in whoever seeks to expose it. So that sounds fascinating, and it's a short book. I could read this in like a day, maybe less, if I have nothing else to do. So I cannot wait to get to this one. And then the next book that I got in that sale, I got because of my friends Drew and Clint. They absolutely love this book and the series. This is Blood at the Root by Ladarian Williams. And it also has really pretty sprayed edges. I saw this in Target, and it was like $15 in Target. But I got this for like $6-7, I think, of a Book Outlet, which I thought was a much better deal. And there's a little letter on the back that says, "Dear gifted conjurer, congratulations. It is with great honor and pleasure that we inform you that you have been accepted into Cayman University. This new journey will be prestigious and life-filling as you learn to grow in the excellence of hoodoo and vodun magic, integrity, and honesty. Let us all lead with love and know our roots are deep, numerous, and vivacious. Sincerely, Chancellor Taryn Bonclair." Interesting. Ooh, and it has more of a synopsis on the inside. So let's go through that real quick. I don't know much. It says, 10 years ago, Malik's life changed forever. The night his mother mysteriously vanished, and he discovered he had uncontrollable powers. Since then, he has kept his abilities hidden, looking out for himself and his younger foster brother, Tay. Now, at 17, Malik is finally ready to start a new life for both of them, far from the trauma of his past. However, a daring act to rescue Tay reveals an unexpected connection with his long-lost grandmother, a legendary conjurer with ties to a hidden magical university that Malik's mother attended. At Cayman University, Malik's eyes are open to a future he never could have envisioned for himself. His search for answers about his heritage, his powers, and what really happened to his mother exposes the cracks in their magical community, which faces a reawakened evil dating back to the Haitian Revolution. As he uncovers forbidden knowledge and buried secrets, Malik must embrace his legacy to save what's left of his old family as well as his new one. And that sounds really interesting, because I love like academy stories and like university type stuff, especially in fantasy. And since my friends Clint and Drew really like this series, I'm excited to get to it. The sequel did recently come out, but of course I need to start from the beginning, see if I like it. I hope I do, because I am in love with these stunning sprayed edges. That's just so cool. And I really like this cover. So I'm very much excited to get to this. I'm not sure when I'll get to it, but hopefully very soon, because it sounds right up my alley. And then the next book I got in that book outlet sale is called Unromance by Erin Connor. I just recently saw another booktuber that I watch. Her name is Paige from Paige's Open Book. I really like her channel, and we seem to vibe on similar books. So she recently read this and gave it 4 stars, I believe. And this was just very recently. This is like, I saw her video after I picked this up. So this gives me hope that I think I'm going to like it, since she gave it 4 stars. It says, Sawyer Green knows romance. She's a best-selling author of the genre, or she was, until her ex left her with nothing but writer's block and a bitter, broken heart. But when she gets stuck in an elevator with a handsome stranger, she sees their meet cute for what it is, just a one-night stand. It might have worked too, if they could stop writing into each other. Actor Mason West sees Sawyer's reappearance in his life as a sign. Obviously, they're meant to cure each other. Him of the hopeless romanticism that only ends in heartbreak, and tabloid train wrecks, and Sawyer of her writer's block. Their agreement is simple. Sawyer will be Mason's perfect rom-com love interest, showering him with every romance trick in the book, so he never falls for them again. Only rules: 1, no more sex, and 2, no matter how swoony the circumstances, obviously no falling in love. It's a foolproof plan. Until Sawyer and Mason find that once set in motion, some plots cannot be stopped, and despite their best efforts, they might be hurtling toward a happy ending. So that sounds really interesting, and I love also bookish books, and like Sawyer, the main girl, is like a best-selling author. So this sounds right up my alley, and I am very much excited to give this one a shot. And then this next book that I got in that book outlet sale, I picked up So Let Them Burn by Camilla Cole. This is the same author as An Arcane Inheritance. So I picked up another book from her. This is more fantasy based than An Arcane Inheritance, I believe. I think An Arcane Inheritance is more magical realism type. I think this is a little bit more fantasy forward. And this also came, like, this is not the original cover. It has a different cover, like, originally. But it was reprinted, and it came with these orange sprayed edges. And I haven't heard really anybody talk about this one, but it sounded interesting. And I would like to give this one a shot, because I think there's like a sequel. I think this is a duology, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't really know a lot, so let's get into the synopsis. It says, Farron Vincent can channel the power of the gods. 5 years ago, she used her divine magic to liberate her island from its enemies, the dragon-riding Lanelish Empire. But now, at 17, Farron is all powered up with no wars to fight. She's a legend to her people and a nuisance to her neighbors. When she's forced to attend an international peace summit, Farron expects that she will perform tricks like a trained pet and then go home. She doesn't expect her older sister, Ilara, forming an unprecedented bond with an enemy dragon, or the gods claiming that the only way to break this bond is to kill her sister. As Farron's desperation to find another solution takes her down a dark path, and Alara discovers the shocking secrets at the heart of the Langlish Empire. Each must make difficult choices that will shape the other's life, as well as the fate of the world. So I'm excited to try this. Maybe I'll do a vlog reading this and the other book that I have from her. That could be kind of fun. And then maybe if I like this one, I'll have to get the second book. Because it sounds really up my alley. I love books with dragons, like I said before. So I cannot wait to get to this. Then the next two books, I also got the book outlet sale, but they're from the same author. So I picked up two that I have not read from this author yet. I read a bunch of books from this author that I really, really enjoyed. Two of them I gave 5 stars to. So I wanted to get more from this author and see if these will also be 5 stars. So this first one is called The Sweetness of Forgetting by Kristen Harmel. This is the updated 10th anniversary edition, and I really love this cover. It's so pretty. And the books that I read from her, I believe, are The Winemaker's Wife, The Book of Lost Names, The Forest of Vanishing Stars, I think it's called, and The Stolen Life of Colette Marceau. The Stolen Life of Colette Marceau and The Winemaker's Wife are both 5 stars. Absolutely amazing books. And I want to read more from this author, because I've read all those and I've really enjoyed them. Like, they were either 4 or 5 stars. So, actually, this might be a new favorite author for me. So, I needed to get more of her books that I really wanted to get to. So, this The Sweetness of Forgetting, I don't know much about this one. But it does say a baker in Cape Cod, Massachusetts must travel to Paris to uncover a family secret for her dying grandmother, and what she learns may change everything. Interesting. I don't want to read too much into the synopsis on this one, because I feel like that just says it all right there. And my fiance Ray is from Massachusetts. I don't know if he's ever been to Cape Cod, but I know he's from Massachusetts. But I feel like this is going to be a fun read, and I'm probably a very emotional one as well. Every book I've read from this author has been so emotional. So I have no doubt this is going to be just like that. And the next book I got from the same author is The Paris Daughter. And this kind of reminded me a little bit, when I looked at the synopsis, of The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. So I wanted to give this one a shot as well, because it sounds interesting. In this one, they're not sisters or friends, but it still gives me similar vibes. It says, Elise and Juliet, both Americans in Paris, become fast friends the day they meet in 1939. As the shadow of war creeps across France, they promise to look out for each other, whatever comes. When Elise becomes a target of the German occupation, she has no choice but to flee, leaving her young daughter, Mathilde, in her best friend's care. But nowhere is safe in war, and when a bomb falls on Juliet's bookshop, Juliet's world is destroyed along with it. More than a year later, with the war finally ending, Elise returns to reunite with her daughter, only to find her friend's store reduced to rubble, and Juliet nowhere to be found. What happened to Mathilde in those last terrible moments? Elise's desperate search leads her to New York and to Juliet one final fateful time. This sounds a little bit different, actually, to The Nightingale. The Nightingale, I feel like, is different than this. I don't know why I thought they'd be similar. But it sounds really interesting. And I definitely want to read more from this author. So I feel like these two books, I am most excited to get to the most, I think, out of all these books. Except for maybe Dragon Curse and An Arcane Inheritance. But I really want to get to these, because I want to read more historical fiction this year. So hopefully I could get these into a TBR very, very soon. So I feel like I need to read these, like, ASAP. And we have a few more books left. Ooh. Whoops. I dropped books. Whoops. I drop myself everywhere, I'm telling you. We will get to that momentarily. Let's finish up this haul first. And the last book that I got in this book outlet sale is A Step Past Darkness by Vera Kurian. I think that's how you pronounce it. I could be dead wrong. But this is actually a thriller. It's been on my radar for quite some time. It's been on my Amazon wishlist for so long. But I really want to give this one a go. It says 6 classmates, one terrifying night, a murder 20 years in the making. And this actually takes place in the 90s, the summer of 1995, where 6 high school students witness a horrifying crime that changes the course of their lives. And then when they realize that they can't trust anyone but each other, they begin to investigate what happened on their own. And I think that's really all I want to know about this one. But I definitely wanted to read more thrillers this year as well. I know I read a bunch in 2025, but I feel like I want to read more, along with historical fiction. But this one sounds so good. I don't see hardly any books set in the 90s. So when I do, I definitely want to try them. I know there's this one book called If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. Also takes place in the 90s, but that's a romance. So maybe I'll do a vlog reading books that take place in the 90s. If you have any suggestions for any other books that take place in that time frame, please let me know, because I might want to do a vlog based off of that, because that could be really fun. And let's see here. I'm going to put that right here. Alright, this next book will be a complete shock to everybody, because this is not my genre. However, I have heard it reads more thriller-esque than it does science fiction. And the movie's coming out in March, I believe. So I decided I felt like I needed to try it. So yes, this will be a shocker to everybody that I picked up Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Yeah, I am not a science fiction reader. I do not like science fiction. I steer clear from anything that has to do with aliens. It is not my thing. Or stuff that takes place in outer space. Really not my thing. However, everyone that I've seen that talks about this book says it's not as science fiction-y as everybody thinks. So I wanted to try it and see what I think. Because I feel like maybe if it's not as science fiction-y, maybe I'll like it a little bit more. So I know this will be a shocker to everybody that I actually got this book. But who knows? Maybe what I'll do is I'll do a vlog reading the book and then seeing the movie. So let me know if you'd like to see that, because I might try. And I'm sure I don't have to talk about what this book is about, because everybody should know by now. If you don't, you're probably living under a rock. Haha, just kidding. But I think it's Ryan Reynolds? No, not Reynolds. Ryan Gosling. I think. Yeah, I think it's Ryan Gosling that's going to be starring in the movie. Pretty sure that's him. If I'm wrong, correct me. But I do want to try. Because everyone's raving about this book. And I feel like I need to know. I need to know things. And when I heard it's more thrillery, I'm like, okay, I'll try. So who knows? What if it ends up being a 5-star? That'd be freaking hilarious. We will see how that goes. But if you want to see that vlog of me reading it and then watching the movie, definitely let me know. And then this next one might come as a bit of a shocker to you guys as well, because I ended up unhauling another book from this author that I know I'm never going to get to. However, this one is more YA, from my understanding. It's still fantasy, and the main character has my middle name. So, and I've been seeing this everywhere lately, and I feel like I need to try, and it's not as intimidating as her other book. So this is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I could not get into Priory of the Orange Tree. I got 215 pages into that one, put it down, never picked it back up again. And I even bought the prequel, and I ended up unhauling both of them. However, this one, I think this one's more doable for me. I mean, it's a chunky boy. I mean, look at how many pages this is. This is there's the epilogue. How many pages with the epilogue? 562 pages. I think that's a little bit more doable than Priory of the Orange Tree. But this is like dystopian-esque / fantasy. But it sounds interesting. And the main character has my middle name. It says the year is 2059. For 2 centuries, the Republic of Sion has led an oppressive campaign against unnaturalness in Europe. In London, Paige Mahoney holds a high rank in the criminal underworld, the right hand of the ruthless Whitebinder. Paige is a dreamwalker, a rare and formidable kind of clairvoyant. Under Sion law, she commits treason simply by breathing. When Paige is arrested for murder, she meets the mysterious founders of Sion, who have designs on her uncommon abilities. If she is to survive and escape, Paige must use every skill at her disposal and put her trust in someone who ought to be her enemy. I need to try this because that just sounds fascinating. And I think I think I could get through this. I think this is something I could actually enjoy. It's been intimidating me for so long, as much as Priory, but I think that this will be okay. I'm hoping and praying that it's going to be okay. So, hopefully very soon I could get to this. And I can tell you guys my thoughts. This is, at least it's not as big as Priory. So, yeah. We will see how this one goes. And then the next book that I picked up, I was inspired to pick it up because of a clip of an interview I saw on Instagram. Drew Barrymore, it was on her show. She was interviewing Jeanette McCurdy and talking about this book. So I'm like, the way Drew Barrymore talked about it, I'm like, okay, I need to have this book. So this is Jeanette McCurdy's newest, Half His Age. And I read Jeanette McCurdy's memoir, I'm Glad My Mom Died, like a few years ago. And this is her first foray into fiction. And from my understanding, it's more lit fic. And lit fic is not normally my genre. However, it's Jeanette McCurdy that wrote it. And I love Jeanette McCurdy. And then I commented on that interview. Jeanette McCurdy, her actual verified account, liked my comment. And I will put up a picture here so you can see that she did. It made my whole life. I loved her in iCarly. I know it was a rough time for her during that time. However, I really love her acting. And when I saw she liked my comment on that interview, like seriously, it made my life. So now I know I need to read this book. And maybe I'll put like a review up on Instagram and tag her. Because I feel like I need to now that she likes my comment. So, it's also a very short book. I can read this in a day. Maybe less. So maybe March might be the time? We will see. Because I feel like I desperately need to read this now that Jeanette McCurdy likes my comment on Instagram. I mean, her verified account, people. So, like, yeah, I need to read this. And we are nearly done with the haul. This last one, I have already read this book in January. It became my whole new identity. Let me tell you. You thought A Language of Dragons took over my life last year? This book took over my life this year. And I feel like I'm going to be repeating myself all year long, telling people they need to read this book. And that is A Vow in Vengeance by Jacqueline Rodriguez. I literally messaged the author after reading it to tell her how much this book broke me. I was obsessed with this story from beginning to end. I stayed up all night reading. I borrowed it off of Libby originally. As soon as I finished, I knew I had to have a physical copy. It was that good. The ending, I was sobbing. I do not cry at books. Ever. I maybe tear up a little. But I was sobbing at the end of this. Literally. Like, Ray had to ask me what was wrong. I was that emotional. Like, I'm not even joking. But this came with really cool and pretty sprayed edges. And I will be doing a book review on this very, very soon. Because I need to like share with the author how great her book is. And this is like the regular hardcover itself. It's pretty with the gold foiling. And I'm so glad I own a physical copy. I even joined, like, I requested to be on her street team because I need the sequel like now. Like, I don't want to have to wait for the sequel. Like, I need my hands on that second book immediately. So, I am obsessed. This has tarot magic set in an academy. And yes, it reminded me of Arcana Academy by Elise Kova. However, this is the first book like Arcana Academy that made me literally physically cry. I have never cried this much over a book. Ever. I was sobbing, like real tears. So if that doesn't tell you something, you need to read this book. And yes, I will be talking about this more in my book review for it. But I had to share because I had to get a physical copy of it. Like, I am obsessed. I think for 2026, this book will be my entire being. And I will be telling everybody to read this book. So yeah. Okay. We will get back to that in my review video once I get to it. Alright. Next up is the box set that I got. My fiance Ray got me this as like a late Christmas present. Because I've been asking for the rest of the series for the past few months. And he told me, okay, let me get this for you. So, he got me the box set of an Ember in the Ashes series. I've already read the first one in the series. Gave it 4 stars, and I really want to continue the series and see where it goes. And I wanted to get I think I unhauled my indie copy. So I originally had the original indie, but I wanted the ones with the spines like this, that does the picture on the spines. So I gave up the indie copy for these because I really think that these are prettier. And I really like the style of covers that these are as well. So thank you, Ray. I'm very much excited to continue the series. Hopefully I can do that sometime this year. I have been requesting a lot of ARC stuff in NetGalley, so whatever I don't get approved for, I'll try and fit in the rest of the series. I mean, I have a lot of books I want to read this year. Like, a lot. And with all the ARCs I've been requesting, we will see how it goes. So I have a lot of books I want to get to. And this series I do want to finish. I heard nothing but great things about the series overall. And I did like the first book, so we will see how that one goes. Alright. Last but not least is my February Book of the Month box. So let's get into that next. Alrighty. So here is my very small Book of the Month box. I didn't get very much this time around. I wanted to be a little bit more selective in my Book of the Month. So let me open this up. We'll do it this way then. Alright. So, let me get these books out. Oh no. How did I get the wrong books? This is not good. I did not order these. I got the wrong books, people. This is not what I ordered. I'm gonna have to talk to Book of the Month and tell them they messed up on my books. Because this is not what I ordered. I did not ask for a good animal. And I did not ask for Sunken Love. What I actually ordered was a Mary Kubica book. It's Not Her. And I was supposed to get Most Eligible from last month. These are not the right books, people. I will be going to contact them and be like, these are not the right books. Unless it's Book of the Month telling me that I need to read these. I don't know. But I will be contacting them and telling them that I got the wrong books. Don't know how that happened. And I got a new bookmark. But honestly though, how do they get the books wrong? Because this is not what I picked out. Like, how does this happen? I don't know. I don't understand how this could happen. But I will be contacting them to tell them that these are not the books I ordered. So, yeah. I guess that's it for this haul. I'm very sorry that they messed up. So, I'll have to figure out what to do. But anyhow, that is all the books that I hauled in the month of January. Obviously, I don't know what happened with Book of the Month this month, but I will get that sorted out. Anyhow, that is everything I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this crazy haul. If you did, give me a huge thumbs up. If you got this far into the video, you don't feel like being chatty, why don't you leave me you know what, why don't you leave me a moon for Project Hail Mary and my new experience with sci-fi. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you smash the subscribe button down below in case you want to stay updated on all my bookish things. So thank you for watching. I will see you all next time.